Probably the most important thing that you can do is to change your mindset, because most people are under a psychological manipulation, and the way that they view life is under a specific program. So they are unable to tap into a higher mindset of what is truly possible. So the best thing that you can do if you're limited is to seek for a higher knowledge, a higher wisdom, to realize that we could really do what we set our minds to, and we've been indoctrinated into a box. We've been indoctrinated into a specific way of how life should be, and because of that, we are living through programs specifically laid out in front of us, and we follow them every day. It's very similar things, almost the same thing every day. The more that people are able to see that we can create on our own instead of depending on a system, you know, the less of a slave you'll be, the less dependent you'll be on these external systems. You won't be as stressed out or worried about what this system indoctrinates you into, such as needing to go to a job, needing to pay for energy, because energy can be created on our own. All the natural resources are part of the earth, and we are part of the earth. So it's truly a slave indoctrination to think that you cannot create this stuff on your own. Orgone energy is a very specific way to do this. You can create your own orgone energy system, and through this, you can allow um, energy where you live, in your backyard, in your front yard. You allow the atmosphere to be under your intention. Whatever you put out into the atmosphere, it cleanses the atmosphere. It makes it so that nothing that is sprayed or no chemicals can interfere. And it's something that needs to be maintained. So the more that people understand this, the more that they'll be able to grow their own food, the more that they'll be able to create their own energy. The more creative you are, and the more that people connect and they're able to put out these structures and these ideas and bring them together, people won't be working jobs they don't like. They'll be creating their own energy. They will be, healthier, because this is a certain program that has to deal with life and health and vitality. It doesn't have to deal with death or fear or this media. So the best thing you can do is detach from the media, detach from what you've been taught, detach from everything that this system has instilled into you as a value, and to do this immediately, and to explain this to others, and you'll see the atmosphere change. You will see different structures and innovations be physical and practical. This is really important, and I'm getting ready to create my own orgone system. So because when this stuff is sprayed, this stuff counteracts it. So they won't be able. If I'm able to do it efficiently, and I put thought into it, and I know what each resource and what the material of what I'm putting out into the atmosphere, I'll be able to stop whatever is sprayed down. So we really need to be tapped into nature itself, because the system doesn't have a foundation of health and vitality. You realize that what you need to truly physically to be healthy, is the actual minerals. That comes from the fruits, comes from, alkaline water, charged up material. That's why you have this orgone system where you can get copper and different crystals, zinc, even wood, you know, wooden structures, and you put this all together, you can be creative and you can really build some stuff that's going to create your own energy. And this is the stuff that's going to actually um, charge you up personally, along with the minerals if you're eating fruits. And you're this is what is actually valuable, but people value um, cloth money and an online currency, cryptocurrency. And this stuff isn't backed by anything that is actually valuable. Doesn't It's no resource that can actually help you with anything. So for that reason, you need to be concerned with creating, um, caring about the actual resources, the actual valuable information and physical resources that are going to build you up and to build up an entire ecosystem. This is the only thing that matters. So it comes down to the psychological manipulation. You can build yourself. You won't have to pay for electricity or energy when you know how to build this stuff on your own. And that happens when you change your mindset. And it's more easily done when people connect and they're able to bring this stuff together. This pyramid connects to that pyramid, this piece of wood connects to that structure, and it can keep expanding. And before you know it, you have an entire garden, a forest, you have a bunch of trees, you have a bunch of fruits, and it's abundance. But you won't have that abundance if people aren't in this mindset and you allow the system to keep spraying chemicals over you and destroying all the resources, destroying all the trees. It's not going to happen that way. I explained myself perfectly. Um, I don't want to do this alone, but there are very few people who seem to have an interest in this. I see people just buying into the system in the city life, especially where there's just a bunch of big buildings blocking out the sun, very little actual life from trees that are nature. And I see what's done. The factories, the pollution, all the alcohol stores, the cigarette stores, um, all these different bars and restaurants where you just see the same thing, like no evolution whatsoever. Orgone energy is something that this system has never incorporated, and it's not something that they're ever going to instill into you. And you need to know this yourself, and this is how you free yourself truly. You want to be free from this system. We build orgone structures, and you can't let up. You can't just build some orgone and then a day or a week later just stop. This needs to be a lifestyle. This needs to be permanently instilled into this system and never once again be put away. This is unacceptable. This is the only way it should be, because a slave system is unacceptable. These resources should be flowing freely, and it's the biggest atrocity that could ever be done to repress and suppress what is necessary for functioning and vitality to actually be able to live. you know so this is essential. It's absolutely essential. So I just needed to get that out there.